Now what will be printed in the console?
Ten and 5.
10 and 5. What's happening? Can you tell me? What is this statement?
Variable a equal to function
Which means
a comma.
assigning this function to variable a. Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
Now what is this line?
B is equal to variable B is equal to a in
What you are doing here? What is this?
Assigning values to variable a.
Function. This is called function invocation, right? Function name.
Yeah, function.
Function invocation, right? Now you are invoking this function. So what will happen? The return of this value, the whatever is returned from the function will get assigned to B. So what will get returned from the function, from this function? What is the value of A here?
undefined.
Why undefined? What value you are passing here?
Nothing defined.
Now what will be the value of A?
10.
10.
What is the value of B?
5.
5.
What is returned from this function?
5.
5. Then what will be printed in the console? 5 will be.
5.
Any doubts, anyone?
No, Anusha.
Okay. Now what will be printed on the console log at line number 2? I don't have the option. Okay, okay, please talk. Undefined. Very good. Why?
There is no C value.
C is not defined, Anusha.
Third argument. Being passed the third argument and the default value will be undefined and that is called printed. Okay.
Anusha, some disturbance is there. Your voice is not clear.
Nobody is there in the room actually. Is it fine now? Is it
Yes,
fine?
it's okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Anusha.
Okay. Now what will be printed in the console?
15 Anusha for 2 seconds.
After 2 seconds or what?
After
After 2 seconds.
After 2 seconds.
Okay. After 2 seconds, it will print this thing.
15 Anusha.
Now what will be printed?
Teja T capital letter.
Capital TE capital letter and J.
TE will be capital letter, JA will be in small letters. Yeah. Why? Because here we have extracted two characters, that is 0th position and 1st position. Okay.
First position.
Now what will be printed? Try something, please. What is this?
Yeah, right.
Array.
What we are doing here? New keyword is used for creating a set. Okay. For this set, what we are passing a array. Now, if I do console.log of v, what will be printed? Set is used for what purpose? Set is used for what purpose?
Today.
Sorry. For removing the duplicate elements, we use set. Okay. If you see here console.log of b, are you seeing right? Set and 1, 2, 3. Since it's in object format, and if you want to convert an object to an array, we use array.from of b, which will print 1, 2, 3. Any doubts, anyone? What is the
No.
usage of set?
To remove
To remove duplicates.
Of the duplicate elements. Now what will be printed?
Anu
Anu
20,
to sweet
19.
So the first or first element and the last element. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, Anu.
Now what will be printed?
Anu 24 GNT will
Anu
be printed.
24 GNT.
Only the first object, correct?
Yes.
Now what will be printed?
Sweet 19.
Only sweet 19 will be printed.
think we can Anu 24 20
Okay,
next sweet 19.
very good. What will happen? Whatever objects either passes this condition or this condition will be returned. Okay. If either of the single statement has been evaluated to true, then we will get that object, correct? So in case of here, the age is greater than 24. So directly we will get this object. And in case of this, the age is greater than 18, then we will get this. So these two objects will be printed. Okay. And now what will be printed?
Same will be printed.
Same. What I
I
have
mean,
done
Anu
here, I
map.
replace the filter with map. Then what will be the output now? Dinesh,
Same, but we will get undefined for the second one.
very good. So you will get the first object and we will get undefined for this and we will get this last object. Okay. Can check it. Any doubts, anyone?
No, Anusha.
No, Anusha.
Sorry. Hmm. Okay. Now we will learn some concepts of TypeScript, okay? And eventually we'll move to another, okay? Now, if I say let A equal to Anusha, now what is the type of this variable A?
String.
String type, Manisha.
Okay. If I say let B equal to 5, now what is the type of this B? What is the
Number.
type?
Number.
Okay. For example, I say let's C equal to 2. Now what is the type of this
Boolean type.
Boolean? Okay. Now let us suppose we have one object. Okay. So in TypeScript, what we will do, we will define types for each variable. Okay. Let me just give a moment. Let me stop and share. Okay. You're able to see, right? Forget about all these things. I will tell you eventually. But for time being, remember that these are the variables in TypeScript. Okay. For whatever variable you are giving, you need to specify the type. For that, you will be using semicolon and you will be giving the type. And if you want to assign the value, you will directly give here. Suppose you doesn't know the type and you will give any. Okay. Suppose if you don't know the type of this variable, you will just give it like any. And now let me create one variable. Okay. For example, you don't use this let, const and var while declaring variables. But if you are going to declare the variables inside the functions, you will give those 3 keywords in TypeScript. Understanding? Any doubt till now?
No, ma'am.
No, Anusha.
Now, suppose if you want to declare any variable in the TypeScript, what you will do? For example, you want to give name. You know that name. And if you want to assign some value to it, you will just simply give name and value Anusha. Okay. And we need to define the types. Okay. For that, what you will give? You will give a semicolon. And what is the type of name here?
String.
You will give it string. Okay. And suppose if you want to define age, okay, and you know its value is 24. Now, what will happen? What is the type of this?
Number.
Number, you will give it here. Okay. Suppose if it's a Boolean, okay, is data loaded, okay. And if you are assigning the value true, now what will be the type here?
Boolean type.
Boolean. Okay. Suppose you have one object. Okay. For example, you have one object and it is like array, and inside you have name Anusha. Okay. It's not an array of object, it's directly object. Okay. You'll give age 24 and place winter. Okay. Now, if you want to give the types for these objects, what you will do? So as I said, we need to give some semicolon and we need to define the type of this object. What we will give? Any guess, anyone?
String number. Any.
No. Any you will give when you don't know the return type. Okay. You are clearly knowing it here, right? The return type of this object is an object. It consists of 3 parameters: name, age, and place. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to define one thing called interfaces in the TypeScript. Okay. So what you will give, you will define the keyword interface. Okay. And you will give some name. Okay. Name is your wish. For example, object or data object or details object. Whatever you wish, you will give the name. Okay. And in this, you will specify all the parameters of all the keys of your object. What are all the keys in this object?
Name, age,
Name,
place.
age, place.
What you will give? Name. Okay. And what is the type of name?
Var,
String.
String. You will give it like this, string. Okay. Now what is the next key?
age,
Age. Okay. What is the type of the age?
Number.
Number.
Okay. What is the next key?
Place.
Place. And what is the type of place?
String.
String.
Okay. So you will give the type of this object is simply this object interface name. That's it. Okay. Suppose what will happen, you are making one API call, and if you didn't know what is getting returned from the API, in that situation, you will give any. Okay. Any doubts, anyone?
No doubts.
honest.
Okay. And I will tell you
No.
one more advantage of TypeScript. Okay. For example, you have what is the data type here?
String,
Now what is the data type of A?
number,
Number.
Any error to me while I am printing or anything because of this assignment? First, I assigned string, then I assigned number. Now I'm trying to print it. Now what will be printed?
5,
And
5 should be.
even change the data types, am I correct? First it was string and then it was number. So the JavaScript can hold any data type for a variables. That is why it is called loosely typed language. Okay. But in case of TypeScript, you said as a string. Okay. And somewhere in the function, what you are trying to do, you are trying to assign a number. Okay, you see this red mark and you type number is not assignable to type string. Understand? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Anusha.
What I mean to say, if you are defining type, only strings can be assigned to this variable. And if you try to assign any other different data type other than this string, it will give an error stating that type number is not assignable to string. Okay. If you give true, okay, see, type boolean is not assignable to the type string. And what you give an array object, okay, you see type empty is not assignable to string. Okay. And what else? You are understanding, right? Suppose if you give directly the name again, it won't give you any error. Any doubt?
What is empty string?
It's perfectly fine because it's a string, right? Empty string, nothing but it's a string. Am I correct?
Okay.
Yeah. Any doubts till now? Suppose
No, Anusha.
No, Anusha.
Suppose if it is an object, okay, and it is an array of objects, okay. Now, what will be the return? What will be the type here? So if we have already defined the interface, okay? But for what we have defined, it's for name, age, and place. It's for object, okay? But here, if you see, is it an object or is it an array of objects?
Array of objects.
Array of objects. But this given type is for single object. Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
Suppose if you want to make it as an array of objects, what you will do?
We can write array there, like
You can
in
just
place
put
of detail.
here, okay? These braces is nothing but denoting an array. Am I correct? What you can do, you can
Yes.
define array of details object. Okay. Array of what type? Details object type. Any doubts, anyone? Dinesh,
No,
Shah,
Anush.
No doubt, Anush.
Jansi.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
So this is particular about the TypeScript. In TypeScript, we must give the types. Okay. And you will be hearing a lot of words like components. Okay. Components in TypeScript. What are services in TypeScript? Okay. What are modules in TypeScript? Okay. And what are pipes in TypeScript? What are directives in TypeScript? Okay. What are decorators in TypeScript? Okay. And whatnot. So you will be hearing mainly these things in the TypeScript. Okay. Which means to say in Angular. Okay. So I will tell you now each and everything. Okay. Now I will show you one sample Stack Bliss example so that you will understand. Okay. So your Angular code will look something similar to this. Setup and all I will try to explain you in the next classes. But for time being, understand that there are some components in your Angular application. Okay. Angular is made up of components. Okay. So every Angular application consists of one file. That file is known as angular.json file. So there will be only one Angular JSON file for every Angular application. And if you go inside this file, okay, and you are seeing something called architect. Am I correct here? Are you able to see?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes,
So
Anusha.
you will be seeing something called one architect here. And if you go inside this, you will know what is the starting components of your Angular application. Okay. So you are seeing something called options here, right? So you should focus about these two things, which is index and which is main. Okay. These are the starting component, starting of your application. Okay. They'll ask you how an Angular application starts. So you need to tell every Angular application consists of a file called angular.json file. In this, we will have two things called index and main. So if you see main, what is this value? Just pronounce it. What is it?
Yes, that's
src slash.
main.
.ts.
Yes, okay. TS means that the TypeScript file. Okay. TS is the meaning TypeScript file. src slash main.ts main.ts means in the src folder, take my main.ts file. Okay. Where is the SRC folder here? Are you able to see any folder?
Yes, Anusha.
Here is
Yes, yeah,
the
it's
SRC
starting.
folder. Am I correct? So in the SRC folder, they are telling main.ts is the file name. Where is that file?
Scroll a bit, scroll down.
So this
Below
is
index.
the file. Okay.
Yes.
So folders will be indicated with these icons. Files normally will be indicated like this. And even if you see here, you can check. So for folders, you will contain this arrow. Okay. But whereas for your files, they just mention TS. Okay. So you have main.ts file. Okay. You need to go to this file. And if you see one keyword called bootstrap module. Okay. Bootstrap module meaning starting module. Okay. Bootstrap module meaning starting module. What is the starting module name given here?
App
Bootstrap.
mod.
App module. Okay. So it is telling that in main.ts file is responsible for the start of the application. And in the main.ts file, it will say the starting module is app module. Okay. And we need to go to this module. Okay. So if you can see here, what is this? This is the path for your app module. Okay. You are seeing, right? Import one statement, something. You just forget about it. I will tell you what and all they are. For time being, you see app module is there and it is from what is the path of this module. Okay. You can see there is one folder called app. In that folder, we have one file called app.module. Any doubts, anyone till now?
No, Anusha.
No, Anusha.
Okay. So where is the app folder here?
On the top,
App.
just below.
Yes, this is the
Yeah.
app. Okay. And if I expand, this is the app.module.ts file. Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, Anusha.
You need to go to this file. Okay. And if you see some keyword called bootstrap. What is the meaning of bootstrap? First. Am I correct? Starting. Okay. So they are telling the starting component for this application is the app component. Okay. Now I will tell you what is actually a component. Okay. So a component is nothing but a folder. Okay. You will use some name for your component. Like suppose if you are creating a folder with sample, it's a sample component. Okay. Suppose if you are creating a folder named Dinesh component, Teja component. Okay. This component in this folder, basically, we will create 3 files. Okay. Those 3 files are, first file is the HTML file. Okay. Next file is the TS file. And next file is the CSS file. Okay. Every component consists of 3 files. They were HTML file, TS file, and CSS file. Okay. For example, I'll show you. Yeah. So you see this app is one component. Okay. So that's why it's named as app folder. Okay. And if you see, you can see app component.html. Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
App
Yes,
component.ts. So any component you will create, that name dot component dot, whether it's a TS file or HTML file or CSS file, you will create. Okay. This is the CSS file. This is the HTML file and this is the TS file. Any doubts till now?
No, Anusha.
Okay. Now I'll tell you what to write in these components. Okay. So this HTML is basically nothing but you can see what are the variables in this file? Can you tell me one variable here? So variables will be always created in this class. Okay. export class app component. This is the starting. Okay. What are all the variables here? I said variables will not be created with let, const, or var keywords, but instead we will give directly name, and if we want to assign any name, we can directly give it. Okay. What is the variable here?
Title.
Sorry.
This
Sorry.
title is a variable.
Yes, title. Title is the variable here. And what is the another variable here?
Age.
Age.
Very good. Okay. These are called variables here. Okay. So what they are doing, I will just remove the title here. Okay. I will just create Anusha. So you are you seeing Anusha here?
Yes.
Sorry, it is getting rendered. Okay, so whatever HTML you want to render, that all HTML code, you will write it in the app component.html file. Okay, suppose if it involves any JS logic, like we are doing, right, split and functions, map, filter, for each, objects, accessing the objects, everything that you will do in TS file. Okay. JavaScript is basically writing logics, right? Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, Anusha.
Are you understanding?
Yes, Anusha.
So
Yes, Anusha.
that all the logic related stuff you will write in the TS. Okay. And it's like external JS file, external HTML file, external CSS file. Do you remember? We are creating one HTML file. If we want to, do the external styling, we will include one CSS file. We'll create one CSS file, and we will include that link rel equals to
Link.
style sheet.
Yes, Anusha.
So it is similar to that. Okay. Here, instead of HTML, the main thing will be TS file. Okay. You can see something called template URL here, and it's redirecting to what? App.component.html file. That means that this TS file corresponds to this HTML. And if you see style URLs here, it is corresponding to CSS file, app.component.ts file. So for this TS file, we will include this CSS. That is the meaning. Any doubt, anyone? Any doubt?
No, Anusha.
Okay. We will create one sample component. Okay. Now I will tell you, we will create one folder here. Okay. For example, I will give sample. Okay. If we are creating any component, what are the 3 files should be there?
HTML, CSS, TS. Yeah.
Yes, HTML, CSS, and TS. Okay. How you will name it?
Sample.html.
Sample.component.html. Okay. And next, sample.component.
Component.
Component.css.
Okay. And sample.component. Okay. CSS.
Yes.
Okay, this is the structure. Okay, it's a component. Okay, but to tell the Angular that this is a component file, we need we need to specify some keywords for this in this file to specify that it's a component file. Okay, for that we will be using something called decorators. Okay, decorators. And decorators always starts with @ keyword. Okay, @ keyword. So for telling the Angular that it's an component file, we use one decorator called @ component. Okay, and you will give this. This is actually a function. That's why you will give it as a function. And inside function, you are giving one object. Okay. To tell that Angular file, it's an component, we will to tell to Angular, we use @ component decorator. Okay. In this, we will have three things. Okay. One is called selector. Okay. And whatever name you want, you can give. For example, if it is a sample. Okay. The next thing is template URL. Okay. Template URL meaning this TS file to which HTML it should include. Okay. It should include sample component.html file, right? That path you will give it. You will give it like /sample dot component dot html. Okay. And if you are writing any styles, you will include style URLs. Okay. And these are in array format. Okay. This you need to remember. That's it. /. What is the CSS file path here?
The sample.component.
Sample dot
Yes.
component dot CSS. Okay.
CSS.
For time being, forget about this selector as well. Imagine that there will be three things in a component we need to declare. First, selector means the name for this component. Okay. Like, I will tell you, I'll show here. You'll better understand. Okay. Now what I said, okay. Okay. Now let me create one folder. Okay. For example, if it is a sample, and in this sample.component.ps, sample.component.html. Okay. Which decorator is used for telling the Angular that it's a component file?
@
@component. Okay, I said decorators always starts with @, but @ component is the one which is used to tell that this is a component file. Just component file. That's it. Okay. Now you will give the three things. Okay. One is selector, and you will give sample. Okay. And one is the template URL. Okay. And it contains what should be the path here? What should I give it here? Template URL means the URL of your HTML file, which is sample.component.html. And one more is the style URLs. It takes array. Okay. That's why it should be array of sample.component.CSS.
Yes.
Suppose if you have not created file, if your file doesn't include any CSS, you can just simply ignore it. You can have these three params. Okay. Now, if you see here, okay, wherever we are defining these keywords, right, component and all, they need to be imported from Angular core, which will be automatically the system does, which means to tell that whenever an Angular application is already prepared, these are all provided by Angular. You need not to specifically, export from anywhere. Okay. And this import meaning is that you are trying to import this component into your file from this path. That is the meaning. These will be auto generated by the your application. You need not to worry about that. Did you understand what is it? Dinesh, Teja, Vishal. So we need to tell the angler that it's a component file. Okay. Just like a keyword, we cannot give component. Okay. It has to be imported from somewhere. Okay. That part from some packages, it will be there. Okay. From that packages, you need to import it. That's it. That is the meaning. Import keyword here means from this package, we are importing this component. That's the meaning. Any doubt?
No, Anusha.
Okay.
No, no.
Every TS file consists of one class name. Okay. For that class, you will be defining one keyword class and you will give the component name. For example, it said sample, right? You will give the name as sample component. Okay. And in this, you whatever logic you want to write, you can write it. Suppose if this file has to be exported to anywhere, like you have used import keyword here, right? If this file has to be exported anywhere, then you will specify a keyword called export, meaning is that any part of application can import this sample component. In order to import, we will give this keyword called export. Like, do you remember foreign exchanges we will do, right? We will just export something and we will import something. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, Anusha.
India has to export something to China so that China will import some products. Am I correct? So that is the meaning here. If we give export keyword, which means that this can be, for example, import component from so and so path, like this. We can do outside the component. That is the meaning. Okay. Which means that this entire file will be imported by some other component. Okay. So for anything, any component, these things are must. Okay. So you know HTML tags, right? What are HTML tags? So this is known as HTML tag, right? H1, Anusha. P, paragraph.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes, Anusha.
Likewise, this is the tag, but this is the custom tag created by us. Meaning is that if this selector, I can use it as a tag in anywhere of the application. For example, I have one, you will understand slowly, okay? But time being, remember that it can be used as a tag. Tag means open, less, greater than or less than, okay? Sample and this thing, okay? So this is known as a tag. Am I correct? So whenever you are giving something like this, whatever is there in the sample component will get rendered into the browser. Okay. What is there in, so now I am using the sample as a custom HTML tag. I said whatever is there in the HTML will be rendered. Now what will be rendered on the screen? What is there in the sample component HTML?
Anusha, paragraph.
Paragraph. Very good. So these two things will get rendered in the browser. Okay. If I just specify sample component, for time being, let me show it here for you. So I'll not give anything here so that nothing will be rendered. So you are seeing this, right? This is the Chrome browser, and what is there in this web page? Nothing is there, right?
Yes,
Sounds-
Anusha.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let me do a simple steps. H1. Anusha. I am giving one selector. Okay. For example, if I give app selector, okay, app sample, this will be used as a custom HTML tag, okay. Now let me give export class sample component, okay, and let me just save this, and this sample component, where is the module? Since I have given this export keyword, we can import it to anywhere. I'll tell you why I am doing this as well, okay. Now I said starting component is the app component, right? Because in the Bootstrap, which is the starting component specified?
App component.
So, which means that app component HTML will get rendered in the browser. Am I correct? Right now, what is there in the app component.html? Is there anything in this HTML page?
No,
No.
That's why nothing is rendered. Okay. For example, if I specify h1 and okay, and if I say app component HTML, okay. Now let me just save it. Now are you seeing app component HTML? Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
So whatever is present here will be printed in the web
Browser.
Am I correct? Suppose
Yes.
if I want sample page HTML to be rendered on the web page. Now what should I do? I can take this selector app sample. Okay. I will go to app component.html and I will use it as a tag. Okay. Are you seeing?
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. Did you understand? Whatever is there in the sample.html, by using this selector tag, the entire thing will get rendered into the web page. Okay. Suppose in the sample.html, I will add one more heading as Kavya. Now, what will be printed in the web page?
Anusha.
Anusha?
This is component Kavya.
Kavya, everything. Okay. Whatever we write in the HTML, that entire thing by using this selector will get rendered into the web page. Okay. Just by using as a custom HTML tag. That is the meaning. Okay. So this selector, this custom HTML tag, am I correct? What is the inbuilt HTML tag means? We can say paragraph or inbuilt, and tag is inbuilt. Am I correct? Anchor link is inbuilt. We need not to write. Custom HTML tag means whatever we have prepared or called custom. Okay. Whatever we have explicitly prepared or called custom. By using this custom HTML tag, we are able to import all the HTML of this sample component. Okay. This custom HTML tag is called as directive. Any doubts, anyone? Dinesh, let me know the feedback right now itself, so that tomorrow also I'll try to explain the same concept so that you will better understand every day.
Anusha, I want you to explain it once again if it is possible.
Sure, I'll do that. What about you, Teja, Dinesh, Kavya, Jansi?
that's better to explain again, Anusha.
Can you please repeat it,
Yes, ma'am.
Anusha?
Can
Okay. So what is inbuilt HTML tags?
Like paragraph, BR.
Very good. Paragraphs, BR. What is custom HTML tag means? So what is happening here? This is inbuilt. So instead of this H1, what you are giving? you are giving the selector name of sample component. Am I correct?
Yes, Anusha.
Yes, Anusha.
So you are customly preparing this tag so that whenever you use this tag, this entire HTML of sample component will get rendered. That is the meaning. So whatever selector you are giving, this can be used as a custom HTML tag. Inbuilt HTML tag means H1. Okay. Now, if you instead of now, what is the custom HTML tag name here?
App.
App. So you can just directly go here and give app as a tag. That's it. Instead of H1, you will give app. That is called custom HTML tag. Custom means you prepared it. Am I correct? Suppose if this component is not there, okay, I am deleting this folder. Okay. Now, if you are trying to use it, does it give you error or not?
It should give an error, Anusha, I believe.
Yeah, because there is no tag called app in the HTML. Okay, there are tags with H1, P is there, A is there, BR is there, B is there, but there is no tag called app. You have created it. Whatever you have created, they were called as custom HTML tags. Okay, so whatever you
Okay.
have created, that tags you can use it directly with like an HTML tags. Any doubts, anyone? Or
No,
still you
Anusha.
want me to explain?
man. No.
So, Anusha, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so like usage, what usage we do have about, like, in this case,
Yeah.
like post creating.
The entire HTML of that particular component is getting rendered, right? That is the usage.
Okay, yeah, got it, Anusha. Understood.
The entire, you are not writing the HTML in app component. Okay.
Yes.
Suppose you need,
Mm-hmm.
so what happens? Take example of this side. Okay. What is this? This blue color line is called header. Okay.
Yes.
And this whatever content you are seeing here, right? This is called as nav bars, which means that if you click on these things, some content will open. If you click on these things, some content will open. Am I correct? So in
Yes.
Array, what will happen? These will be created as one component. Okay. Like for example, header component they will create. These they will create it as a one component. For example, navbar component. And they will create some headings in that navbar component. And if you are clicking on here, they will create one more component which will get rendered here. Understanding?
Yes,
Yes,
Anusha.
Anusha.
You click here, one more component will get rendered here. If you click on this, okay, one more component get rendered. But if you want, in your app component, you don't have anything. You are having what you will do, you will create one header component and you will, what you will do, you will use the header tag. Okay, and like this. Okay, and what you will do for side navbar, you will create one component called navbar and you will just use it as a tag here. Okay, so that whenever you first load this application, header component will be there and side navbar will be there, and side navbar will take care of this routing, like moving to the next pages is called routing. Okay,
Yeah.
any doubts till now?
No, Anusha.
No,
Yes.
Anusha.
Dinesh?
No, Anusha.
Okay. You understood till now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tomorrow I will try to explain you some more things so that you will better understand. Okay. For imagine, there will be some component. Okay. In the component, there will be three files: CSS file, HTML file, and TS file. CSS is writing for CSS. TS file, to tell that Angular it's an TS file, we use decorators. In case of component, we use @ component decorator. In this, we need to mention the three things called selector, template URL, and the style URL. Okay. There is the custom HTML tag name. This is the tag name. This can be used as a tag. Am I correct? App root. So this custom HTML tag is also called as a directory. Okay. Template URL is the path of your HTML file. Style URL. URL meaning give me the path. Okay. Style URL path is the CSS file. Okay. And every Angular application consists of a file called angular.json file. In this, we will look at architect. In the architect, if you go, you can see index and main.ts file, which are responsible for starting. Okay. Index, I will tell you tomorrow. Okay. For a time being, just remember main. So what is this line meaning? /main.ts. So
That's the folder. It is main.ts file is
it is
there.
nothing but the path. Okay. They were telling in the src folder, go to main.ts file. Okay. In the main.ts file, you will contain something called bootstrap module, which is the starting module. Okay. And the starting module name is app module. And if you go, the path is declared here. In the app folder, you will contain app module. If I open app, okay, you contain app module. In this, you see one keyword called bootstrap, which is app component, which means that this component is the starting component of this application. So whatever is there in the app component.html will get rendered in the web page. Okay. Any doubts?
No doubt, Anush.
Dinesh,
No, Anusha.
Vishal, Kavya?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No one.
Yeah. Till now, remember this, okay? I'll teach you tomorrow what is this module, okay? And why we should use it and all, okay?
Yes,
Okay,
sure.
Anush.
Anush.
In real time, how it is used.
This is the
Mhm.
real time, na? Real time how it is used means while you are going through the project, while you are working, you will understand. Okay. I'll make you to install all this setup and I will ask you to code every day. Okay.
Okay, Anush.
Anush.
Okay. Everyone install Visual Studio Code. Okay. Only through Visual Studio Code we will be working on this Angular. Okay.
Sure, Anush. We'll do that.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
Anusha.
Anusha.
Bye.
Thank you.
So everyone left. Okay. Okay then. Bye bye.